Avdiivka was like a small home for us, you know? Our little home is now destroyed.
The mortar crew destroyed up to 4 units of equipment and hit a group of infantry.
We have our own small artillery division. But now their vehicles don't come closer than 6 kilometers to Avdiivka. They fear it, because it's all scorched, simply an ocean of destruction. We are united by a common idea to expel rapists, thieves and murderers from our land. Anyway, the enemy will watch this video. We will come and annihilate them. That's our mission and our ideology.
We are now at the outskirts of Avdiivka. The enemy has been actively devastating this town for the past 6 months. We will soon learn the reasons from our Omega Special Forces.
Recently, the enemy has conducted numerous assault actions. The 9th district and all of Avdiivka suffer the most. The enemy regularly carries out artillery shelling and airstrikes on a daily basis. The current task is to provide support with anti-tank weapons and mortar teams. We also have a special operations group deployed directly on the front line. We consistently employ reconnaissance means to detect the enemy's vulnerabilities and make attempts to launch attacks. Counter battles always take place. Somewhere we push the enemy back and take over their positions, while they also have successful attempts. Overall, the situation is difficult but manageable.
Aviation operates daily. One of the neighborhoods has been completely destroyed. We are now right with our reconnaissance team, trying to reach the positions where mortars are installed. We will observe how they function and witness their fire suppression on the enemy.
Check your out, it's okay? Yes.
Tell us about your mortar.
We have a good 120mm mortar. We arrive ahead of time, inspect the position, and then return with the weapon to set it up facing the target. We use a deep compass to align the mortar accordingly. That's it. Then, with the help of a bird, we start the work. There are infantry placed in the house, surrounded by equipment. Like a beehive, right? Once they slowly wake up and start moving, we will get to work.
Angle set it to 43. A little bit. North 73. West 22. Today, the mortar crew destroyed up to 4 units of equipment and struck at an infantry group that was advancing towards our positions. The estimated enemy casualties will be evaluated through interceptions, of course. However, from what we witnessed and the information provided by aerial reconnaissance, it's around 10 individuals.
How is the enemy's fire support organized, and what are they firing from?
They employ a diverse range of weaponry, from smoothbore weapons to barrel and rifle. That includes heavy armored vehicles, tanks, ground rocket launchers, artillery and aviation. Aviation is very active, almost daily, including strikes on Avdiivka with their Su jets. The types of weaponry are diverse, and the enemy's operations are well coordinated, resulting in a response time of 5-6 minutes. They target multi-story buildings, assuming that their reconnaissance groups or UAVs conducting aerial surveillance will be destroyed. However, Avdiivka's multi-story residential buildings are located in areas that we have no interest in.
Avdiivka was like a small home for us, you know. We all lived in the building of an orphanage. We can talk about it now as it doesn't exist anymore. Children were evacuated beforehand, and then the special forces moved in. We all lived there like one big family. Volunteers used to come there, and when you needed to ask or clarify something, you would go there, talk to your comrades. It was the atmosphere there. That's why Avdiivka truly was a refuge for us, a shelter for the soul. Even now, our friends, fellow soldiers, still ask, "How's the home?" Unfortunately, it's gone. It endured numerous hits. Our little home is now destroyed, but I believe the day will come when we will sure rebuild it. In truth, the Avdiivka front has barely budged even a meter since the very beginning, since the OOS. And this achievement is attributed to every individual. Not any particular unit, but everyone who was involved in this turmoil. Regarding their claimed successes, well, let's put it this way. Not far from our positions along the entire Avdiivka front, for some reason their bodies are rotting, not ours. As for what we see now, yes, the enemy tried and still attempting to advance towards Avdiivka. Right from the beginning they had the support of vehicles and tanks, but now their vehicles don't come closer than 6 kilometers to Avdiivka. They fear it, because it's all scorched, simply an ocean of destruction. As of now, the enemy is not deploying armored vehicles, heavy equipment. This is because our forces have taken control of the most favorable positions, heights, and have cut off the enemy's supply and reinforcement routes. Furthermore, the anti-tank guided missile teams have the roads under their effective fire control. Currently, all attacks on our positions are carried out solely by infantry, which our brave scouts can detect. All necessary measures are being taken for their prompt elimination. The only difficulties we face on the Avdiivka front, which we cannot influence, are the stench in the positions from the enemy's corpses. First and foremost, a modern-day scout in combat operations is a psychologically and physically well-trained soldier, proficient in all types of weaponry. This is a person with extraordinary abilities, capable of enduring any burden. In the modern warfare, reconnaissance tasks are performed by all special forces groups operating directly in the field. This includes sniper pairs, anti-tank teams and special forces units engaged in repelling enemy assault actions alongside infantry in trenches. It also encompasses UAV teams that were assigned areas of particular interest. This includes artillery reconnaissance as well. This entails a close collaboration with units from other structures, providing us with information about the enemy, their armaments, equipment, their tactics, troop concentration areas, and likely enemy plans. The AVDIIVKA front has always been unique. Here, the intensity of combat is entirely different. Regular counteractions, firefights, and artillery exchanges occur. This is the place where all the forces and resources available to special operations units are needed.
Arise when the enemy is so close? Is it a culturality in such situations?
There is no fear, but adrenaline is here. Over time, you get used to everything – gunshots, shelling. Fear becomes controlled, and it's merely an adrenaline rush to trigger the instinct of self-preservation. We work closely with the 110th Brigade. They are our brothers in arms. We worked alongside and assisted the Marine Infantry. It was the 75th Battalion, as far as I remember. We acted as their eyes and ears. For instance, we had to find a route to a settlement, pave that pass, and make it safe for our main forces to move in as the striking fist. That's what reconnaissance does.
What was the top catch in your unit on the AVDIIVKA axis?
Our snipers consistently work very effectively. We had successful engagement with the Fagot against infantry and achieved positive results with the Javelin as well.
We are doing this quite successfully because, based on recent observations, the enemies attempting to approach dug a small trench for themselves. They are cut off from supplies and you just watch them crawling out and drinking from a puddle. Thanks to regular enemy rotations, we encounter significant opportunities. Our artillery systems and available firepower allow us sometimes to intercept several enemy vehicles during transportation, including armored units. This includes the successful work of our snipers targeting enemy commanders. We are also vigilant at the front line, dealing with kamikaze drones, trying to harm our troops. Moreover, we successfully eliminate enemy anti-tank units, often with the assistance of our reconnaissance teams, providing timely information to our posts. A vast array of measures is implemented to enable our small units, such as our groups, to effectively accomplish the combat missions. As of now, if we compare what we had at the beginning and what we have now, I can even take pride in it. We have our own small artillery division. You've seen it all, from small to large calibers. And in this case, size matters.
Cannon. 5702.
The effectiveness is evident, as after the third shell we were already in the target area, just 20 meters away. That's a very good distance. Our UAVs provide us with corrections. They give us real-time imagery and we make adjustments confirming the target being successfully struck.
One more on going back to post. One cigarette left. So we do go back then.
Every warrior stationed on this axis with whom we collaborate fulfills an equally important task. Holding positions with small arms right on the front line and repelling enemy infantry attacks. This is also highly crucial and absolutely necessary duty. Regardless of the missions that might have been left to special forces, the infantry always handles the most challenging assignments. Yes, we provide them with support. Yes, we can perform tasks beyond their capabilities. Nevertheless, we lack the sheer numbers to breach the front line. We are focused on, so to speak, local tasks. Yes, we identify the enemy's command posts, and we destroy them. We locate the logistics vehicles and eliminate them. We find the enemy's static firepower, whether infantry or artillery, and we neutralize them.
Why are we in a special unit? Because each of us is dedicated to self-improvement. Let me tell you how it is. Each of us want to be proficient in everything we have. For example, last year in Pavlivka, one of our guys took down an enemy tank. Just so you understand, he hit it with an anti-tank weapon, even though he is a machine gunner. This machine gunner can also handle Igla. He knows how to operate anti-tank guided missiles and he is a highly skilled machine gunner. Additionally, he can easily take on the role of the group leader, because he understands and assesses the situation. It works this way. It doesn't matter if you are a signalman or a combat medic, but if you have a javelin, you must know how to operate it, and we all know how to operate it. We are all interchangeable.
There are no special secrets. Our leadership has formed a young core of the management structure that integrates new technologies. There's a whole different management going on. Our troops and special operations units have undergone significant changes in the last year. I am extremely proud of my fellow soldiers. I am proud to serve with them in the same unit. It would be wrong to say that it is my unit, it is our unit. Every one of us contributes not only to the unit itself, but to the war in general. More than half of us have been part of this since 2014. They possessed vast knowledge and experience. Sadly, not all of them are with us here, but I firmly believe that they are supporting us from heaven. How's the reconnaissance going? Everyone has their own viewpoint, and that's important as everyone plays a vital role in this chain of events.
Shoot! Again! Yeah! What did I tell you? It's Lewandowski!
The motto of our unit is for the future of the nation. It was chosen for a reason. Our loved ones are very important to us. We don't want our children to stand shoulder to shoulder with us one day and do the work we've been doing since 2014. That's not what we want. Honestly, I think most of our sons and daughters won't become soldiers. We will do everything so that they never know what war is.
Young people aged 20, 25, 30 years old, they are more motivated and more interested in living in a modern world without war in Europe. Call it wherever you want. We want to live with dignity and to be respected.
Our motivation comes from phone calls with our families. Seeing the results of our work greatly motivates us. We are united by a common idea: to expel rapists, thieves and murderers from our land. Anyway, the enemy will watch this video. We will come and annihilate them. That's our mission and our ideology.